Hello and welcome to not a usual video for me because it's not sim racing and it's not a track day video. It is me in the garage talking to you about cars. Well, I'm not really be talking to you. I'm just going to mention that basically, you know, it's been a year of shit. I've not really done anything with the car for a year, really, or the cars. This camera is currently sat on a tripod on top of the MX-5, which I'll put a photograph in here in a minute, which is basically under a car cover and hasn't moved since September maybe. The Mini was out in December for MOT, not moved since. I've just had to climb through the roll cage to replace the battery because you can't get in the boot because the battery was flat, so that was fun. But that's now running, and today's job is to change the drive shaft and change the front wheel hub, both on the passenger side. So they were things that came up as advisories in the MOT. And I've got my first actual bit of motorsport planned for this year, which is doing the Abingdon Long Course Sprint on the 11th of April. So it's not very long away, so I better get my arse in gear and get the car working. So all it really needs is the drive shaft replacing, the hub replacing, probably some rear pads and a service. And then it should be good to go. That's the plan. It never goes to plan, does it? Never. But yeah, and I'm going to try and use it a bit to do the weekly shop, to try and give it a bit of mileage under its belt before the sprint, because otherwise it's basically not going to move much before I sprint it, and that doesn't seem like a very good idea. So yeah, I will now probably put some footage of me hitting it with a hammer and swearing with bleeps over it as I attempt to fix it badly, as usual. So here we can see all of the CV grease. This is where that boot split. To be honest, changing boots on these is a pain in the ass. So it's easier just to pull the drive shaft out, swap it for a shiny new one. I have a shiny new one. So that'll be going on. And then the hub here is a single piece. So rather than having to press the bearing out from in here, take the disc caliper off, and then take the whole hub off, and then the bearing's part of the hub. I've got a new one of those over there somewhere on the racking. So basically that is the two jobs to do. So there we go. I did kind of start this in December, and that's when I realised that I didn't have a drive shaft. Or at least I had one. It was a used one. I thought it was a new one. So yeah, I've now got a new one. So let's crack on. Well, after much swearing and hitting of things with hammers, we've reached a point where the drive shaft is out of the hub, the disc and the brake are off. The disc, the caliper there hung up to stop the cable from stretching, you know, the old brake line from stretching. So now we need to get the drive shaft out of the gearbox there. And then that's kind of that bit done. And then I need to get the hub off of the upright here. Once I get that off, then that is the disassembly finished. And then we're good for swapping in the new parts and reassembly. I have realised I am missing the nut for the top of the steering arm ball joint because the old one was damaged. So going a bit of ferreting around in the workshop trying to see if I can find the replacement. Yeah, so that's where I've got to so far. Better keep going. And here we have new versus old. The old wheel bearing and hub versus the new one. The old drive shaft with the knackered boot. It's this one that's split. Drive shaft's not that old, but track days, lowered car, kills them pretty quickly. And this nice new shiny drive shaft to go on. With R53s, always worth checking these bad boys. Because there's two different size threaded holes in the hubs, depending on the year of the car. If you buy the wrong one, your wheel bolts will go all the way through it without actually gripping the thread. Tell me how I know. As we can see here, the new drive shaft is in, and the new hub is fitted. Let's get a bit of focus there. So that's all good. I know I need to do this tab. However, unfortunately, I have I've stripped the thread on the bottom ball joint. So I'm gonna have to buy a new hub assembly, strut assembly to go on there. So that's gonna put paid to getting it back on the road this weekend. But, you know, pretty much there. Just have to order a new hub, swap over the ABS, swap over all the brakes and stuff. And yeah, so I need to swap over all the brakes, the ABS sensor, a couple of ball joints. It's a bit of a pain in the arse. my own fault. These things happen. So yeah, should be able to do that, and that'll be that sorted. So another weekend to finish it off, but nearly there. Well, it's back on its wheels again. Didn't go according to plan, as predicted. Massive thanks to Harry, who came out and gave me a hand to get the drive shaft in, because it needed 2 people. Because I just couldn't get it lined up right visually and knock it in at the same time, and I was getting quite angry with it. So yeah, Harry came out and gave me a hand. So the drive shaft's in, but yeah, like I said, I've stripped the thread in the passenger side hub there, so that's going to need a new hub, which is a bit annoying, but there we go. That's what happens with these things. So one step closer to the sprint on the 11th of April. Who knows what my next video will be? It will probably be sim racing related, probably, or some other rubbish. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm sure it was riveting. Catch you again soon. Bye.